Stop this madness. The Chantry cannot condone revenge, Sebastian.
It is my right, my duty, to show these assassins there is nowhere in the Free Marches to hide.
This is murder.
No. What happened to my family was murder.
And Andraste did say, those who harm a house of the Maker have done harm.
Move along, Ferelden.
Now you fall!
So you found your brother?
I did. Wasn't expecting that.
You're going to regret it!
With Bartrand?
Get back!
Just brothers. Occasionally he wasn't insufferable.
And yet you remained at his side.
Too bad he didn't do the same.
Your family can rest now. Their killers are gone.
Mistress Hawke, but what? Are you saying you responded to my post on the Chanters board? I thought for sure no one even read, but you say you've killed them. You have my eternal gratitude, Sirah. It is comforting to think my parents might now rest easily in their graves.
Who are you exactly?
I am Sebastian Vale, Prince of Starkhaven. Her Grace might prefer I introduce myself as a brother in the Chantry, but I could not stay after what happened to my family.
Isn't that where the Circle Tower just burned down?
Yes. I believe that was part of the same strike against my family. In one instant, we lost our mages, our Templars, everyone my parents used to call on for protection.
Why didn't your family's enemies hunt you down as well?
That's why I took the offensive. Thanks to you, those Flint Company assassins are no longer a danger. I'm the last of my line. Unless I survive, my family will have no justice.
Who sent these mercenaries?
My family has ruled Starkhaven for 6 generations. We have enemies, but none who would identify themselves openly. A distant cousin of mine is claiming rulership now, but he is a bit simple. He can be no more than a pawn in this plot.
Surely you have a guess as to who was behind it.
My parents were always prudent in how they handled our nobles. They did not allow rivalries or resentments to flourish. The attack must have come from outside. Kirkwall is our largest trading partner. I came back here to find support for my claim, and perhaps for a clue as to who is behind this foul deed.
I hope their deaths bring you peace.
Thank you. More than I can say. I truly did not expect anyone but me to take up this cause. Consider this in advance. When I have secured my lands again, you will be paid royally. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must meet with the Viscount and petition him for aid to a fellow city.
You know, if you need advice on how to lay low, I can give you some.
So what's with that magical fisting thing you do?
Sorry?
You
To
know, when you
those who
stick your
hunger.
hand... into people.
To those who
Oh,
thirst water,
that.
and to a brother
Yes,
in need,
it's,
aid. Do
talent.
this, and the Maker's
You
light
could make
shines upon
so
you.
much coin with that.
So what do you do in that gigantic house all day?
Dance, of course.
Really?
I run from room to room, choreographing routines.
You're actually joking. Alert the Chantry. They need to put this on the calendar.
And you thought I was always serious.
The one you wronged. Is something troubling you?
Goodbye.
Walk.
I thought it would end here. That young lady, Hawk, she decimated Flint Company. No survivors. Yet, now that I know who sent them, it's harder to see their deaths as justice.
Death is never justice.
My... Hawk? We were just talking about you.
Is the Flint Company bothering you again?
Hawk asked aggressively.
You know, I hate it when you do that.
Hawk muttered in an angry aside to the dwarf.
If, you two have a moment, I've learned who hired Flint Company. The Harrimans, a noble family of Kirkwall. They were my parents' allies. It's hard to believe they betrayed us like this.
I think I've met Lord Harriman.
Lord Harriman used to be a good man, but he became rather strange in his dotage. He died some years back. His daughter took over the family, Lady Johanne Harriman. They say she's become quite reclusive of late.
Any idea why they turned on you?
Money? Power? It's hard to say. Lady Harriman was always jealous of my family for being royalty when hers were mere nobility. But I can't imagine that pushing her into outright murder.
Is there any peaceful way to resolve this?
If you treat the Harrimans like those mercenaries, you could start a war. Go carefully, Sebastian.
I must speak with Lady Harriman and find out what drove her to this madness. But I am the last of my line. I should not go alone and make myself a target.
If I'm standing beside you, that should make her think twice.
Again, your interest in my plight humbles me. If you like, I can travel with you until you confront Lady Harriman. Otherwise, you can always find me here in the Chantry. Are you an Andrastian, Fenris?
If I say no, will you attempt to convert me?
Many elves believe in the Maker. I ask only because I wonder if your experiences soured your faith.
My faith was never strong. It's difficult for a slave to have faith in someone who abandoned them.
The Maker didn't enslave you, Fenris.
He didn't help me much either.
That's strange. The door's wide open, and not a single guard posted. This is not the Lady Harriman I remember. There is something very wrong in here.
More! You lazy son of a bitch! What's taking so long?
Flora?
Why does no one in this house care what I want? More wine, or I swear I will drown you in the dregs.
That sounds familiar. I don't envy anyone in this household tomorrow morning.
She doesn't even see us. This is no normal wine.
More logs. It must be molten. You, more coins. I want every scrap of gold in this house.
Please, Monsieur!
There's nothing to fear. You'll be beautiful. Pour it over her.
Don't! You'll kill her! He can't hear me.
Perhaps I should be the one.
We must end this madness. I have prayed for Andraste to guide us to peace with the Harrimans.
Where did she go? She would have been beautiful.
I visited this house often as a child. They could not have concealed such goings on.
Oh, lower, lower.
I beg your pardon, Hawk. I did not mean to expose you to such things.
No, the feather. Use the feather. Where have you been all my life? Today, I am more than a man. Come, felicitate me.
He has no idea we're here. I've known Ruxton Harriman my whole life. He's a complete prude.
Where's your brother? Let's ask him to join us. I have the map
That should do it.
right here. You know what they say about a man with big hands. You know what they say about a man with big hands.
Turn back. There is nothing here for you.
We just want to know what's happening.
You shall not enter.
That's enough!
We stand together!
One more is vanquished. Rest and be great.
There! Well done, everyone.
Demons, temptresses. We must see what greater evil they were protecting. A ruin, so close to Hightown. I remember no such thing. In the shadows, more of them!
Get back! There!
In the shadows, more of them!
That's enough!
Really?
Line them up for me. I'll take them. I think my arm is going to fall off.
May Andraste guide you.
All I'll be able to do is bullshit them. Better luck in the next line.
Let's finish this!
Wrap this up sooner rather than later. Much more of this, and all I'll be able to do is bullshit them. We wrap this up sooner rather than later.
Done. There! One less to worry about. Let's finish this! Ha! I'll deal with this.
That's supposed to impress me.
Let's finish this!
Do this all day.
Beginning to tire.
Much more of this, and all I'll be able to do is bullshit them. Another arrow loose. I think my arm is going to fall off.
All set.
Starkhaven will not submit. I put that idiot Goran Vale into the prince's seat, but the other families won't heed him. I must marry him to Flora and solidify our hold. But I need more power.
I've given you much. Your desires run deep. You've already traded your husband and your children. What more can you offer?
What bargain have you made?
Who is this? Who are you? How did you get here? Sebastian!
You were my mother's friend. How could you murder her?
Such an ugly word. I prefer remove the only obstacle between her and her dreams.
This was your idea.
I could create such desires if I wished. But it's far easier to nurture those that already exist. The desire for power is easy to find. You and your friend both possess it, do you not? You both wish to rise.
Not if it meant selling out my family.
How loyal were your friends to you? Everyone has a price. Everyone wants something.
Do not listen to her.
Oh, such a pious soul, masking so much ambition. Are you so different from my lady? You yearn for the same lands, the same power.
I am the rightful heir. She is a usurper and murderer.
You swore to put aside worldly goods and ambitions, but they couldn't stop you from wanting them.
I will hear no more from you.
One less to worry about.
Let us return to the Chantry. I must pray for Lady Harriman's soul. Let us return to the Chantry. I must pray.
Sebastian, I am so sorry is such an inadequate word. When I think what Mother made us do, what those creatures made us do.
We were friends, Flora.
It was like a cloud came down on me. All I could feel or think was what the demon allowed.
Did your mother order the attack on Sebastian's family?
She did. You know Mother, Sebastian. She was always jealous of your parents. The demon twisted that until it was all she could think of. She was determined to seize Starkhaven for herself.
Was your mother a mage? How did she find this demon?
We've never had magic in our line. Perhaps that made Mother too confident. She thought she could deal with the demon and not fall prey to it. Those ruins there were unearthed when we expanded the house. Mother found the demon inside. I think she had signed her bargain before we even knew.
Don't blame your mother. The Desire Demon made this happen.
I doubt many people will be so forgiving. If it takes every last coin my family owns, I will make reparations to everyone we've wronged. Starting with you, Sebastian. We weren't the only ones vying for Starkhaven. If you face more opposition, you have my support.
It will not make up for what happened.
No, that's true.
I'll tell you when I need you. Let us return to the Chantry. I must pray for Lady Harriman's soul. It's been very exciting working with Hawk.
Are you for real?
It seems like she's involved every time something goes wrong in Kirkwall. I've never had so many opportunities to help people.
All right. I thought I was getting tired of Moody. I take it back. So, choir boy, this usurper...
I had hoped prayer might cleanse me of the Desire Demon's touch, but I still hear her voice so clearly. I feel like I've bathed in filth that will never come off.
You acted honorably. Why are you ashamed?
The demon didn't lie. I used to be bitterly jealous of my brother. I wanted to be prince. Now everything he had is mine. And he lies in ashes. I keep asking myself, do I want this because it's right? Or simply to have what I never thought I could?
Aren't you your parents' heir?
I'm the youngest son of 3. My parents were rather traditional. They wanted the heir and the spare, and I was left in the cold. They put me in the Chantry to prevent my competing with my brothers.
You seem very dedicated to the Chantry. You were put there against your will?
At first. But it was the best thing that could have happened. I was a wild boy, a shame to my family. The Chantry made me a man. It's odd. When I wanted to rule, I would have been terrible at it. Now that I might be decent, I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
It's the wisdom not to want power that lets you use it wisely.
You didn't feel what that demon stirred in me. It cannot be right to lead any army to Starkhaven with such doubt in my heart. I owe you more than I can say, Hawk. I will offer my service to you here before I move on.
I can think of a few services for you to perform.
What? Why are you smiling like... Oh. Oh my. That's not what I meant. I think I need to pray. A lot. Not even close, no.
But he has claws for hands, right?
Fingers. Perfectly normal ones. If a little fat, perhaps.
He eats babies, though, and farts fire.
You're not serious, I hope.
You can't even pretend to be interesting, can you?
I think this is yours.
My grandfather's bow, but where did you get it?
One of the Flint Company mercenaries had it.
Thank you. It's hard to mourn the loss of a thing while my family lies dead. But I did think of it.
What's the story behind that bow?
As the youngest son, it was my place to lead Starkhaven's militia. But I never had a talent for swordplay. Too much getting hit. My grandfather said the bow is the wise man's weapon. You can defend your city without opening its gates. Grandfather said the day I could pull the string on his bow, it would be mine.
Then why didn't you have it with you?
I was 13 when my grandfather made me that promise. I would rise at dawn to practice my shots until I could hit the eye slit of a helmet from the top of the ramparts. But my parents pledged me to the Chantry before I could show him.
Were you and your grandfather close?
He was a man of the world, Prince of Starkhaven. But he had the most unshakable faith in the Maker. When my parents threatened to pledge me to the Chantry, he told me he'd gladly trade his title for a life of contemplation. The Maker ordained a place for each of us, I remember him saying. We have only to serve.
I'm sorry I never got a chance to meet them. To save them.
I know. You're a true friend, Hawk. You brought me this to remember and honor them. But if I could bring back our lowest servant by snapping it in half, I'd do it without regrets.
This is important. Don't interrupt with your selfish prattle.
Get off your high horse. I have problems too.
Ha! What drink should I order, and who's the father?
Oh, you little...
What is it now, you two?
Hawk. The Arashok is sheltering 2 fugitives who have converted to the Qun. He must be convinced to release them. He's already feared because of Patrice. If people start to think he can ignore the law... I need your help so this doesn't get out of hand.
I'm going to die. There. Got your attention? Real problem.
Hold on. What's this about?
Remember the relic? The one Castillon is going to kill me over? A man called Wall-Eyed Sam has it. If you help me get it, Castillon won't kill me. Please.
I'm trying to keep the entire city from rioting against the Canary.
Well, maybe it's connected.
What?
I'm just saying maybe it will help. It's important to someone, right?
Now you start being responsible? Shit.
This seems like an issue for you and your guards. Quite a few of them.
Sending a full patrol would just increase tension. But you're right. I am the captain. It's my responsibility. But I suspect the Viscount was hoping I would bring this to you.
Then he should have come himself.
Perhaps. But it's understandable that he's not at his best. I'd like to help him if I can.
Why has this come up so suddenly, Isabella?
Sam's been talking to black market dealers all over Lowtown. It didn't take me long to get wind of it. What frustrates me is that he's held onto the relic so long.
Who is involved in this exchange?
Tevinter mages. I doubt they'll look kindly on us interrupting. Bring a sword. Or 12.
Tell me about Sam.
Sam used to run with Martin. Remember him? Martin says Sam's a bit of a magpie, picking up things that don't belong to him. Not a trustworthy sort. When Martin gave up raiding, Sam became a drifter.
You're sure this is the relic you're after?
I've had my ear to the ground for a while. There was a description of the book. It's the right one.
Book? I thought you didn't know what the relic was.
Well, I know it's a book, but that's all I know. It's written in a foreign tongue. Honestly, what does it matter? It'll save me from Castillon, so I need it.
Isn't it odd that someone would run to the Kunari?
They're elves accused of murder. Maybe they feel they've nothing to lose by fleeing the alienage.
And if their conversion is genuine?
I don't know. But how many more will try if I allow this? Justice must be respected.
You're expecting trouble?
After what happened to the Viscount's son? Yes. I'm hoping the Qunari aren't looking for a fight. I'm hoping they'll be reasonable. But we'll see.
The relic issue has to be resolved before we take on the Qunari.
You trust her this much?
Probably not. I wouldn't.
They won't wait at the compound forever, Hawk. I really do hope this helps, because if it doesn't...
You think I like having this thing on my mind? Come on. The exchange is happening tonight in a Lowtown foundry.
Are you sure about this? The champion was asked to go to the Qunari.
I suppose you think she planned the entire thing.
Considering what it led to.
Come on, Seeker. I'm not going to sell Hawk short, but nobody could have foreseen the way that that would go down. Or do you still think I'm lying to protect my friend?
There are elements of your story that make sense. And you couldn't have known about them otherwise.
Well, that's a relief.
But that doesn't mean you're telling me everything.
I want this story to be told. You're not the first to get it all wrong. I think I owe Hawk that much.
You've had luck on your travels? May I say again how thankful I am you've allowed Sandor to remain. He seems very happy.
I have a report you might find interesting. It tells of a chasm in the Vinmark Mountains, and a secret that was said to be buried within. Yet when the Chantry went to investigate, they were turned away by the Grey Wardens.
And why would I find that interesting?
Because the champion was there. I can't help but notice you failed to mention this adventure.
Oh, that? I didn't think you'd be interested. Just some business with Hawk's family. A few Carter dwarves who went too far. You're not going to believe me.
I'll take my chances.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you. There it is.
That's where these dwarves are?
These are Carta dwarves, so they're more criminals and smugglers than anything else. They're not usually stupid, though. I don't know why they'd attack you.
They're bold. They snuck into the Warden Keep at Ansburg to get at me.
But they failed, thankfully. They haven't been able to kill me yet, either.
You have a plan, then? I found their hideout, but my sources couldn't tell me anything else. It's all very strange.
Why do you say that? It's just the Carter, isn't it?
As far as my contacts in the Carta know, they shouldn't be here. There shouldn't even be a here. This place is invisible. A big blind spot on the map. Bianca's never been this suspicious, and she's twitchy to start with.
Does it matter? We just need them to stop trying to kill us.
A fine point. So, what's the plan?
There must be a reason they're attacking us. I intend to find out.
Right. Only one way to do that.
So we're just going to walk in, start cutting off heads?
Don't worry, Sunshine. The bloodstains come out.
At least the Wardens let me come. I can't leave an attack like this unanswered.
Let's go. I suppose we should take that as a warning.
They're from the Merchants Guild. The Carta doesn't kill guild members. That's really strange.
Welcome home, Messiah. No attacks, no disasters, no out-of-control enchantments. It's a good day.
Greetings, mistress. Your home was difficult to find. I've never been out on my own before, but I found it. Many people know of you. I hope I've made myself useful. I've already begun cleaning, and I can cook. Not as good as Papa, but a little. Is there anything else you'd like me to do?
What sort of skills do you have?
Not many, I fear. The Magister bade me to clean, and sometimes fetch, but Papa told me to keep out of her sight as much as I could. But I can learn. I'll serve you well. Please don't hurt me.
You've been through a great deal. How are you feeling?
I miss Papa, the other servants. I try not to think about what happened. I even feel sorry for the Magister. Is that bad?
You served her a long time. I understand.
I'll serve you just as well, mistress. You'll see.
It's a big mansion. It'll need lots of cleaning.
Of course, mistress. I'll do my very best. I'm sorry about your mama. I will miss her. Is there anything else you'd like me to... But I can learn.
I even feel sorry for the man. I'll serve you just as well, mistress.
If you're staying here, Orana, it will be as my servant.
You mean I won't be a slave anymore?
You'll be paid, like anyone else.
A slave is all I've ever been, like Papa and Grandpapa before me. I'll try to be a good servant. Thank you, mistress. You're too good to me. I'm sorry about your mama. I will miss her.
Don't manhandle the urchin. He's not for sale. Find your own.
hanged man. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name.
Hold!
This is the true picture of Kirkwall.
I don't have your stupid relic.
Oh, that was pitiful! You're in trouble now!
The enemy drops.
Afraid yet?
You hit like my grandmother!
Is everyone all right? What are the Kunari doing here?
Yes. About that. The relic belongs to the Kunari, and there's a small chance they want it back.
Tell me what you know. You can trust me.
I've always known what the relic is. I just didn't want to worry you.
You're the picture of kindness, Raveni.
The relic is a Kunari text handwritten by that philosopher of theirs. Kuzland, whatever his name is. I stole it from them. They followed me here to reclaim it, and it's why they're still in Kirkwall. They can't leave the Free Marches without it.
I thought you and the Kunari were caught in a storm.
The storm was only half of it. I also had the Kunari dreadnought stuck to my behind like a bad rash, spitting fire and thunder at me.
Maybe giving it back would solve Aveline's problem.
That mess is over a couple of elves. I need it to save my own skin.
Why would anyone besides the Kunari want this relic?
The Tevinter Imperium have been at war with the Kunari for centuries. If the Tevinters get the relic, it will strike a blow to Kunari morale. That's probably what the mages want.
How did you steal the relic from the Kunari?
The Arishok never had it. The Orlesians did. They had plans to return it to the Kunari. I simply had to waylay the Orlesian convoy before it met up with the Arishok and his men. Getting the relic was easy. Getting away from the Kunari was the hard part.
Sounds like the Kunari take their reading very seriously.
Is there anything the Kunari don't take seriously? Look, the book's right in this building, and I'm not letting it slip away again. It's the only thing that'll get Castillon off my back. Please, tell me you'll give the relic to me.
It's yours. Your life depends on it.
Really? I wasn't expecting that. It's nice to have someone on my side for once. Come on, we've no time to waste.
Where is the relic?
I have it.
The Tome of Koslan will not fall into Tevinter hands.
Blood and spite!
A toss, Kunari!
He's getting away!
Isabella!
Another one for me.
I'll deal with it.
My arm is going. We wrap this up sooner rather than later. My arm is going to fall off.
Is everyone still alive?
Trap! Watch your step! I don't like the looks of this.
one's left a surprise here for us.
Oh, right. The Rusty Metal Spike District, my favorite part of town. Can we leave now? My favorite spot in the whole city. The tavern.